All right, so for today, we're going to be going over how to multiply expressions. So your expressions here, we are going to simplify these expressions. So our first subject area here is simplifying expressions with distributions. That means that we are going to have to distribute a variable or a number. So in this case, if you see here, we have the 2a outside of the parentheses, so we're going to have to distribute this 2a to each term. So 2a times 3a squared is going to give us 6a to the third power. Okay, then we multiply the 2a times the 2a, and that gives us a plus 4a squared. Okay, then we multiply 2a times negative 3. So 2a times negative 3 is going to give us negative 6a. And then you do not multiply times that negative a because it is outside of the parentheses. So this minus a, we're just going to rewrite it there at the very end. And then we're going to figure out what that is equal to, what that simplifies to, okay? So then from there, we're going to see, do we have any like terms? So if we're looking for like terms, this is a to the third power, this is a squared, this is an a, and this is an a. So these two are like terms. So you have negative 6a and negative 8. It's like you owe $6 to one person and you owe $1 to another person. I like to think of negatives as money because it makes it a little bit easier for us to understand. So if you owe $6 to somebody and you owe another dollar to somebody else, you're going to owe a total of $7. So you're going to put minus 7a. And so this is your simplified version of this expression. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the next one. So on this one, we have this x here, and we're going to have to distribute it to each one in the parentheses. So we have x times x squared gives us x to the third power. And then x times x cubed is going to give us x to the fourth power. Okay. Then from there, we have this negative 2. We're going to have to distribute it towards these two. Okay. Because of this minus sign here, we do have to distribute it like it's a negative sign. So negative 2 times x cubed is going to be negative 2x cubed. And then negative 2 times negative 3x is going to give us a positive 6x. Okay. And from there, we do the same thing like we did in the previous problem. We combine like terms. So we are going to write this negative x to the fourth power. We're going to write that first. And then we look for our next set of like terms. Okay, so, sorry. Our like terms here are going to be x cubed and negative 2x cubed. Okay, both of them are x to the third power. So you have 1x to the third power, and you take away 2x cubes, and that's going to give us negative 1x cubed. Okay, and then from there, we have this 6x by itself. It has nothing to combine with, so you just write it as plus 6x. So that would be our final answer. Okay, the next one. So here we have 4, and then we have a squared minus 3a plus 2. So what we're going to do is we are going to distribute this one to each term. Okay, so 4 times a squared is 4a squared. 4 times negative 3a is negative 12a. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we move on to the next part. So here we have minus a. We're going to have to distribute that one to each one inside the parentheses. So negative 8 times a squared gives us negative 8 to the third power. And then we have negative 8 times negative 2a. So 2 negatives make a positive, and a times 2a is going to give us 2a squared. And then last we have this plus 3 that's at the end. So I'm just going to write it. Okay, so then we look at all our terms, and the biggest one is negative a to the third power. So that's what we're going to have to write first. Okay, it doesn't have anything to combine with, so negative a to the third power. Then the next one up would be a squared. So this is the next one. So we have a 4a squared and a 2a squared together. 4 plus 2 gives us 6. So we have 6a squared. Okay, next is the a by itself. So here we have negative 12a. That has nothing to combine with, so it's just going to be negative 12a. And then last, we have 8 and 3, positive 8 and positive 3. So plus 8 plus 3 gives us 11. So it'll be plus 11. This would be our final answer. All right, moving on to the next one. So 2x, we're going to have to distribute this 2x to each one. So 2x times 3x squared is going to give us 6x cubed. Okay. Then we're going to multiply 2x times x, and that is going to give us plus 2x squared. Then we're going to take 2x and multiply it times negative 2, and that's going to give us negative 4x. And then from there, we are going to distribute this 3 to each one. So 3 times x cubed is going to give us plus 3x cubed. 3 times negative x is going to give us negative 3x. And then 3 times positive 2 is going to give us a positive 6. Okay, so once we're done multiplying all of that out, we still have this at the very end. There's nothing to distribute to that, so we are just going to write it down. Okay, now we're ready to combine like terms. So we start with the highest exponent. So this is 6x cubed and 3x cubed. Those are like terms. Together, that is going to give us 9x to the third power. Then we check the next one. So the next one is x squared. This is our only x squared. So we are going to just write it down. Plus 2x squared has nothing to combine with. Then we go to the next one. So negative 4x, negative 3x, and negative 4x. So they're all negative. So negative 4 plus a negative 3 plus another negative 4 is going to give us negative 11x. And then lastly, what we have left over here is a positive 6 and a positive 7. So together, 6 plus 7 gives us 13. So we're going to write plus 13. All right, the next one. Multiplying binomials. So when we multiply binomials, the way that we're going to do it is we're going to use box method. So I'm going to write the box off here to the side. And so we're going to write 2x plus 1 and x minus 5. And then we're going to start multiplying them. So 2x times x gives us 2x to the second power. 2x times negative 5 is going to give us negative 10x. And then x times 1 gives us 1x. And then negative 5 times 1 gives us negative 5. So then from there, we're going to go ahead and write them out. So we have 2x squared plus 1x minus 10x minus 5. Okay, so that's what we got so far. But we do have these two are like terms, so we're going to have to combine them. That would be the simplified version. We have to combine them. So 1x minus 10x gives us negative 9x minus 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the next one. Here it's 5x plus 2 squared. So even though it's squared, it still means the same thing. We're still going to multiply. But we just have 5x plus 2 times 5x plus 2. All right, so we're going to multiply 5x times 5x, and that gives us 25x. 5x times 2 gives us 10x. 5x times 2 again is going to give us 10x, and then 2 times 2 gives us 4. I forgot the squared here, sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and write it out. I didn't leave myself enough room, but 25x squared plus 10x plus 10x plus 4. And then we're going to go ahead and combine our like terms. So the 10x's, 10x plus 10x gives us 20x. I'm going to write it up here just because I ran out of room. So 25x squared plus 20x plus 4. All right. The next example, here we have x plus 6 times x minus 6. So let's go ahead and create a box. And here we have x plus 6 and x minus 6. So x times x gives you x squared. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. X times a positive 6 is positive 6x. And then a negative times a positive gives us a negative 36. So then we write it all out, x squared plus 6x minus the 6x, and then minus the 36. Okay. Now what happens here is when we combine these two like terms, 6x minus 6x, that gives us 0. They cancel each other out. So we're left with x squared minus 36. All right, the next one, x plus 5 times 5x plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and make a box. And so here we have x plus 5 and 5x plus 1. And we start multiplying. So we get 5x squared. 1 times x is just x. 5 times 5x is 25x. And then 5 times 1 is 5. So then we go ahead and write it all out. So 5x squared plus 25x plus x plus 5. And so we combine our like terms. 25x and x gives us 26x. And then plus 5. All right, the next one, the last one, is multiplying polynomials. So this one is a binomial. Binomial means 2, where both of them are 2 terms. So if you notice here, this one is a total of 3 terms. Okay, so when we multiply this, we are going to make a box, but our box is going to be a little bit longer just to add that 3rd term. So here we have x plus 5. And here we have 2x squared minus 5x plus 10. And so we go ahead and start multiplying. So x times 2x squared is 2x to the 3rd power. 5 times 2x squared is 10x squared. Negative 5x times x is negative 5x squared. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25x. 10 times x is 10x. And then 10 times 5 is 50. So we start writing it all out. So we have 2x to the 3rd power minus 5x squared plus 10x squared minus 25x plus 10x plus 50. And then we have to combine our like terms. So we have 2x cubed, and then our like terms here, negative 5x squared and 10x squared is going to give us a positive 5x squared. And then our next set of like terms are negative 25x and positive 10x. And that's going to give us a negative 15x plus 50. Okay. And the last problem. So it's similar to the one we just did. We do have a binomial and a trinomial. So we're going to multiply both of them. I make my box a 2 by 3. And we have 2x minus 1. And then x squared minus 2x minus 5. And we multiply x squared times 2x is 2x to the 3rd power. X squared times negative 1 is negative 1x squared. Negative 2x times 2x is negative 4x squared. Negative 1 times negative 2x is a positive 2x. And negative 5 times a 2x is negative 10x. And last, a negative 5 times a negative 1 is a positive 5. So then we write it all out. So we have 2x cubed minus 4x squared minus 1x squared plus 2x minus 10x plus 5. And we do the same thing that we did on the last one. We start with our highest exponent, 2x cubed. We combine our like terms, so we have negative 4x squared and a negative 1x squared. So negative 4 minus 1 is going to give us negative 5x squared. And then last, we have a 2x and a 10x. That is going to give us a negative 8x. And then we have the 5 at the very end. And that's it. Okay, so if we look at our assignment on Delta Math, so I'm going to go, did it close? I think it did. Okay, let me go ahead and go to Delta Math real quick. Delta Math. I have to crop this part out for the video. I swear I was logged in, like I even checked before because I didn't want this to happen. Okay, so on here, you are going to see your assignment. So this is the first assignment, multiplying expressions review. You have the 3 topics that we covered today. So the first section was simplifying expressions. You are going to have to get 5 problems correct. On here, I do have a penalty that you will get half a point off if you do not get it correct. And if you end up getting 2 problems wrong, you're going to have to not only get 5 right, now you're going to have to get 6 right because it takes 1 away. When you're putting these in your answer, if you need to put a squared, you're going to click this little keyboard here. And that's where you're going to get where you'll be able to put, of course, this answer doesn't require an x squared, but if you need an x squared, all your little tools are down here. And then you can go ahead and close this up. If you need a calculator, there's a calculator up here at the top. You can click the calculator. And not that one, that's not the one I'm looking for. A graphing calculator, a statistics calculator, or you can also use your own personal calculator if you need it. And that's it. Thank you.